Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 110th edition of Cinema Effect. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by Twitch's number one viewer, favorite. Do you sub to anyone on Twitch?
I don't pay for a sub. No, I just use my Prime, and then I'll whatever gets gifted, you know.
And you sort of divvy that around?
No. I usually keep it in one spot.
Oh yeah,
I did have it one place for a while, but then I've swapped it over recently to another one.
Where is it now?
It's at a streamer called Play It Shady.
Play It Shady, and Play It Shady's number one subscriber.
Yeah,
Jaden. Yeah. I'll keep that one for sure. And we've also got Charlie Day, aka Luigi, aka Fitzy, aka Liam.
Hello.
Hi.
I actually like that one.
Good. Okay. Cool. That's good.
I didn't understand last week what the Luigi was, but he's playing Luigi in the new.
Yeah.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
Can you turn up one of these weeks with a fake Luigi mustache, and not say anything about it, and just have it on the whole time? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which opened in the US on the 25th of November, 1987. It was written and directed by John Hughes. It is a comedy. And the synopsis says, a Chicago advertising man must struggle to travel home from New York for Thanksgiving with a lovable oaf of a shower curtain ring salesman as his only companion. Oh, quality synopsis. All right. Fitzy, what did you think? Have you seen this film before?
No, I haven't seen it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was mostly funny. Some parts are a bit annoying, but overall it was like 90% pretty funny. So yeah. I don't know. It's good.
Yeah. No, I get that. I don't know if it ever got annoying for me, but like I feel you in the sense that like there were parts that I find very funny, and there are parts probably a bit more like ratio wise parts that I just find like amusing, you know, where I'm like, I'm not laughing, but I'm like, yeah, that's fine, you know. What about you, Jaden?
Yeah, no, this is a great movie. Like I've seen bits of it before on TV. I thought I'd seen the whole thing, but then like watching it now, I've realized like I haven't. But no, it's very endearing, very funny, very John Hughes. I love it. Still not my favorite movie of his, but still, he does a great job. And there's some fantastic gags in there, like that sequence where they're driving between the two trucks. I was laughing the entire time. So, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably the lowest part for me in terms of like, oh yeah, that was cool, like amusing, you know. That's funny.
Yeah. They're like cross-cutting, like not cross-cutting, but like, you know, just like constant cutting of like, you know, between like them in real life, their skeletons.
Oh, the skeletons.
John Candy as the devil, you know, just laugh. Like, yeah, I thought that was funny.
That was definitely like the most eccentric and like stylistic the film ever got with its humor, for sure. Because otherwise, it's usually just sort of situational, pretty relatable humor. Outside of that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really liked it too. I'm in the exact same boat as Jane, where I realized I actually had seen a chunk of this before. Like, I hadn't seen the start of it, like any of the stuff in Manhattan, but then I think at some stage, like I think from the motel, then for probably another 45 minutes I had seen before. So I'm sort of like, was in and out of, I'd seen a chunk of this, but yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot. It was fun. I like how John Hughes, I've seen I think a handful of his films, maybe like 3 if I recall, but like he really had his own, you know, his own style, his own vision that he brought to comedies, you know what I mean? Like this doesn't feel like, from a lot of other comedies I've seen, especially more modern ones, this one maybe has the same level of entertainment value, but still sort of feels distinct in how the humor is executed, and his use of editing and music feels quite specific, for example. So yeah, there's stuff to look at there, but yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was good. I mean, the performances are just, I think more than anything, what make it, you know, because I feel like you cast the wrong people in this and it just doesn't work. So the 2 leads, that's why they're so important. But what is your favorite, what's his name? John Hughes film, Jaden, actually, because I know there's like, he did The Breakfast Club, right? I need to see that.
It's the obvious option, but like that is my favorite. I mean, like it is just such a fantastic film. Like just genuinely, you know, I don't know, man. I first
Right.
watched that when I was, I don't know, young. I don't know, like, and I've watched it many times since.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love The Breakfast Club.
I need to see it. That's what I'm missing. I've seen. Is it? No, surely it's more than just Ferris Bueller as well. I've seen that, and I like that. I sort of like Ferris Bueller on the same level like this film, where I don't. It's not like a classic to me, but I enjoy it. I've seen it a few times. What's your history with John Hughes, Fitzy, if any?
Oh, I just looked up what else he's directed. I didn't know he did those two films, but yeah, I like those two films. I mean, I never fully got into Ferris Bueller, partly just because it played all the time on TV.
Oh, sure.
But I remember enjoying The Breakfast Club, I guess. All his films feel very like 80s or whatever, or this time period.
Super. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like good 80s, you know? Not like
What was bad
annoying.
80s?
Oh, there's some bad, I don't know. There's some in the 80s that's kind of, kind of generic,
Just
kind of
corny.
boring. Kind of cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is this too hard? Can I, or is this even maybe this is a redundant question, but can I ask Liam, if you had to, who do you think's better in the movie, or who do you enjoy more in the movie, character performance-wise, out of the two leads? Any factors you choose to use? Yeah. It's hard, I know. I'm sorry.
Well, I think that like not many people could pull off what the Landy guy does in terms of being like to the level of annoying that he gets and still being like really endearing. I mean, the one scene I think that was annoying was when he was like singing in the car and like shit was getting stuck everywhere and it seemed like it was going on and on. But like apart from that, it was like I was pretty with him the entire time. But I think Steve Martin is more fun to just watch his annoyance of the guy.
Yeah, he plays that so well. Yeah, actually, for the part where he keeps getting stuck on the car chair, like I totally agree with you. Where, like it just kept going on and on. But it was like it was one of those ones. Like for me, it was like a eye roll with a smile sort of one, where I'm like, oh my god, this is like absurd, yeah, go for it.
Has that not been parodied like somewhere? Has like Family Guy done a parody of that scene?
Probably, I don't know.
Because I feel like I can remember like a thing where like Brian and Stewie are on like a road trip, and like Stewie plays the role of John Candy in that, and like he's just all over the road, and like it's like singing to the same like song. Yeah, I know.
God, that's funny. If you had to, I feel like you're a John Candy guy, Jaden.
No, I'm a Steve Martin guy.
Oh, cool. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I've grown up with Steve Martin. Cheaper by the dozen. As like my shit. Pink Panther. So.
Oh right.
Yeah, Steve Martin. That's funny, guy.
Dude. Steve Martin. Why does he look the exact same still? This was always. Like 40 years. This is like this almost. Yeah. This was almost 40 years ago. Which I need people to understand. That is like half a human life. You know what I mean? And he looks the exact same, which is hilarious. I guess he just went grey like really early in his life, I suppose, because my God, I straight up couldn't tell the difference. I just watched him in like his most recent thing, that show, and he looks exactly the same. It's so weird. But I mean, I relate to Steve Martin, in his character. What's his character's name? Neil
Page.
I relate to Neil Page because I'm easily annoyed by all the things he gets annoyed by. Which, to be fair, I mean, that escalates to the point where anyone would be annoyed by them. But like especially like talking on the airplane, it's like, dude, I don't want anyone talking to me on the airplane. That's like the worst nightmare scenario, My God, sounds awful. So no, I relate to him. He just plays it. He plays it so well. God, he's just so good. It just works. They have such good chemistry. They jibe so well. Jibe so well or jive? Which one is it?
Jibe.
They jibe or jive?
Mm-hmm.
No, they jibe. They jibe, right? That's right.
Yeah, jibe sounds better.
I think so. I'm reasonably sure about that. But Steve Martin did talk about, I read in the trivia, that like John Candy brings that role to life so well in terms of it feels so authentic. And apparently like he was very much like that as a person, where he was always not obnoxious, but like where he was always like really sweet and charming and just like, funny and easy to get along with. But he also sort of had this, as a person, this weird sort of underlying sense of like, this guy seems a bit down or a bit lonely or, a bit depressed in some way as well, which is like exactly his character, and I feel like you feel that does come across quite well, especially towards the end when you very much get the sense that his wife is dead. Spoilers. Biggest plot twist of the film, believe it or not, is that his wife had already died. That scene where he's sitting there in the car freezing out, that was a nice scene, I thought. I liked his performance there as well.
Yeah, I mean, are you saying you saw it coming that his wife was dead?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm not saying that, but I should have, because I feel like it sort of became obvious from that point onwards, but I still didn't see it.
I had no idea.
Yeah, neither. But like the way he was talking in that scene, though, right, in retrospect, feels like I should have known.
Oh, yeah.
I should have picked up on it there, I think. We can talk about other funny stuff, but I really liked the ending, you know? It's like the most should have seen it coming ending of all time. Speaking of should have seen it coming, of he gets invited to Thanksgiving lunch. But I don't know, it was just the way it was done was really nice, really cute. Just generally be nice to people, that's like all it is. And it's like, I don't know, I just think it's really, really, really cool. I really like it. Especially, I mean, the execution of it when Neil goes back for him and he's like, he tells him he has no home. And I'm like, oh, no, John, no, don't tell me that, John Candy. That's terrible. And I'm like, I want to give him a hug, But then, like, I love when he says that and it just smash cuts to them walking to the house and that's it. Like, I thought that was so well done. And then the music ramps up. Like, that gave me all the feels, as opposed to, I feel like, a lot of other screenwriters would have like had to have like a 2-minute scene where they have a sentimental conversation about, you should come to my house. Oh, really? That's so nice of you. Yeah. We've become great mates and all, have this long drawn out bullshit conversation, and it just freaking smash cuts to them walking. And I'm like, yes, so earned. I love it. It just hits you, Be nice to people out there.
Simple, you can't do that. It's not quite the same today, though. I mean, like,
you're the problem, Jaden. You're the problem. Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love the film's message. I'm like, yes, I believe in this film so much and everything, dude. Like, the last thing I would ever do as a person is invite a stranger to lunch. Like, that's the last thing I'm ever going to do.
Right, I mean, just way before that, just share a hotel room with a stranger.
Oh yeah, no, great point. Yeah,
in the same car for hours on end. Just use their shady connections, dude.
Yeah. Oh my god. Speaking of tricky questions like the performance one, I think Jane's already revealed it, but if you want to talk about it a bit more, or maybe if you have another sort of standout, what's the funniest moment in the film to you? Or maybe another one, what's one that you want to chat about? Or just bring up because you like it?
I don't know. I think that driving, that drive, like just all the driving is pretty good.
You liked when they were shouting into the other car and
going
the wrong way. Yeah. He's drunk. Yeah.
I think the other thing that stands out is just like the little race between him and Kevin Bacon at the start to get the cab is.
Oh right.
Like it's just out of nowhere, just Kevin Bacon is just there. I was shocked to see him.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I love the visual humor in the film, because like in that Kevin Bacon scene you get like just like the close-ups of their faces and shit like that. It's like dumb fun shit like that. And like when they land at the airport after the plane, like Candy's like asking him if he wants to stay with him, and then he's like doesn't want to, but then he looks at like someone sleeping on the ground and he's like like shit like that in the film is really good.
Yeah, no, totally. That's a really good one, actually. Yeah, I mean the score during the cab chase was good too. I really liked that. For me, would that be that's your own, Liam? You think the cab chase? That's a good one.
Yeah, probably. I have to think. Probably, yeah.
Mine
like the whole the first half has the funniest shit for me, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that, because for me the first half is like, because it only ramps up in absurdity. So like the least absurd and more relatable it is, the funnier I find it. Like all the stuff in the motel I find pretty funny. Like in terms of like when he gets out of the shower and there's no towel. Like that is so relatable. Like that is a worst nightmare case. If having no towel, I can't stand that. So I found that funny. My actual favorite, funniest, I think it is the motel sequence, but my specific like little moment that I loved the most was when they woke up hugging each other and they like slowly realized what was happening, and when they sprung out of bed and quickly started talking about a football game to like quick masculinity,
yes.
quick.
Yes.
It was so funny. I found that hilarious. I laughed the most there for sure. Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
find the actual
we're men. Yep. What the Bears won on the weekend. It was great, and it was like
Yeah. I didn't find the fact that they were like hugging each other that funny, but then immediately when Steve Martin was like talking about the game or whatever,
yeah.
or the team, that was a fantastic team this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
that show's good.
I know, that's so spot on. That's like guys. That's a commentary on toxic masculinity or people's non-willingness to embrace sexuality of any kind.
Spoon your mates. Just make sure you're a man after it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well said. Oh man. One of the main takeaway for me in the film, actually, I'm not going to lie, was shower curtain rings and just their existence. Have you guys ever been anywhere with shower curtain rings?
Right, yeah, because we don't do shower curtains down here. We just do fucking panes of glass. Yeah.
Right. Well, I was trying to figure out,
such
is it
a phenomenon, like in England?
Oh yeah,
not England, in USA. Yeah.
Is it like is it a country thing, or is it a time thing? Like, is it the fact that they just don't exist because they're an 80s thing or an older thing, or is it like, do they actually still have them in the US? You know what I mean?
I think it's a US thing because like I know like older houses down here, like like grandparents or whatnot, like they're like built in the 60s and whatever, like they're
that's right.
Yeah,
you wouldn't see them. Yeah,
like shower curtains have always baffled me, like, as like like they don't keep the water out fully. It's not like it doesn't enclose the space. It's so odd. It's such an odd thing.
Yeah, and to me, whenever I've been places with them, they sort of always feel a bit gross, like like they're all like, because they get all damp, and it's like I don't know. This has got like a long history of people like touching it, and like I don't know what moisture's been absorbed into this over time. Like it's just sort of a bit of a, I don't want to touch it. It's sort of gross. Yeah, that's a great point. But I bring it up because one of my other favorite gags in the film was just the fact that he's a shower curtain ring salesman is just funny in itself. But then like some of the moments of that, I like the sequence where he's at the, where are they at that point? Is it St. Louis, I think, where he starts selling them in the casino, and he sells them off for all different reasons, and he convinces that person to buy them because they're the earrings of the Grand Wizard of China. Like that's that's good stuff. Like that entire thing, the way it was put together.
Are they just at the airport?
Letting the kids wear them,
or like not airport, but just like some kind of travel hub.
I thought it was a casino or a hotel of some sort, but I don't know.
Some kind of station. I don't know.
Or a station.
Isn't it a train station?
Because isn't it when the train breaks down that they then have to walk, or is this before they got the train?
I don't know.
I think it's after, right? Because isn't this when the train breaks down?
Yeah.
And then they walk and catch the bus, and then the bus takes them into St. Louis, I think.
Oh yeah, and then he goes to get the car, and the car's not there, right?
That's I think there's a little middle bit where they go to a diner, and then that's when they talk about the wallet and being stolen cash, right? Or am I mixing this up? Oh no, that might. No,
I think you're mixing it up a bit because I think they find out about the stolen cash quite early.
Yeah, that's just after the argument.
Yeah. I think they do go. No, but they do go to another diner to eat. Though there is another diner scene where they're facing each other, whereas that's one they're sitting next to each other.
That's like when they say we're going to go our separate ways, though, right?
Yeah, but then they go their separate ways, and then the hire car thing happens because then they run into each other again after that at the airport when he's about to be hit by the car.
Yeah, but like didn't the part where because he needed to make the money to buy the train tickets, right? So didn't that happen before? Like a lot of this happens that you're describing.
Oh, is that why he needed the money?
I'm pretty sure, right?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I think it was a train station. But,
I think it was like a station, yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. No, that makes a lot of sense. What else was there? I can tell you some of Steve Martin's favourite moments if you like. Steve Martin was convinced to join the production after favouring two scenes after he read the script. The seat adjustment scene in the car. There you go. Ben's happy with that. Damn it, yeah. And
actually, I will admit, like the seat adjustment part was my least favorite part of the car stuff. I'll also
right. If you're breaking down the car scene as a short film, I understand. Okay, and the F word tirade at the car rental desk, which was
yeah, that was good.
I didn't like that either. I don't know.
What? Man, that was like one of the best ones.
just felt excessive. Like
It was
I know-
excessive. It was totally excessive, which was which is the thing.
Look, I think he's in the right in that situation. I think he's completely fair. You know, he's valid in feeling the way he does. But I mean, like, I don't know, just felt excessive, you know, and like just from a
Totally.
writing point of view as well. I mean, like, you know, it felt very, you know, indulgent.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I liked it. You know,
Mm.
I mean, the thing that's sort of frustrating about it is because, like, the situation he's in sucks so bad. I mean, when he slips down, the side of the highway, that was terrible. But I think because the tirade itself is like so non-productive to helping him in any way, and you know it. Like the second he starts, you're just like, no, what's his name, Neil? No, don't do this, Neil. This is not going to help. You know, you need to calmly explain what happened and get the next set of keys and go back. It's okay. So yeah, I mean that sort of adds to the humor a little bit, I guess.
Well, he's not a Zen master like Hughes. Like he can't expect everyone to be as, you know,
Zen
wise as
master.
you.
Dude, I'm so wise. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I feel like I could make a living. What are those people called? Not a motivational speaker at all, but what's like the aren't they like consultants, whatever, you know, people who help give people like mindset training and you know, like
What's
peace
that
of
app?
mind.
The smiling bubble app, whatever it is.
Smiling Mind.
No, yeah.
That's an app. Yeah. I need to become instructor on there, you think?
Mm.
Yeah, that's good. And I've got a mic and everything. I can like make my own meditation sessions.
Yeah.
Take a deep inhale, like do that sort of shit. Yeah. What other trivia I got here? John Hughes wrote the first draft of the screenplay in 3 days. His average writing time for a screenplay in those days was about 3 to 5 days, with 20-some rewrites. I think we all need a bit of John Hughes energy. I think Vinci could have used that this week. You know what I mean? That would have been pretty cool.
Impressive.
John Hughes shot over 600,000 feet of film, almost twice the industry average. The rumoured 3-hour version of this film does exist, although not in order. It's allegedly a mess of footage. It would take months, even years, maybe, to transform it into an actual film. It is locked in a Paramount vault somewhere.
When was this? 1986?
Yep. 1987, sorry.
87. So, like, if 2027 rocks around, surely there's like a remaster that has been in the works for the past.
The Hughes cut.
Yeah.
Give us the Hughes cut. It's one of those things, though, like, if I were to... This film works in large part...
Oh, because of its briefness.
Totally, yeah. And it's 90 minutes long, you're in, you're out. You know, it's paced well. You sort of totally flies by. You sort of almost forget you watched it in a good way and then look back and remember all the funny bits you liked. Like, that's its charm. But, oh my God, like, I've got no doubt a 3-hour version of this movie would be terrible. Like, I'm sorry.
I just want to see all the gags, though. I don't disagree.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be worse, but I just want to see, like, you know, all the jokes that they put in there.
If there's any, yeah.
Why can't someone just make it? There's no CGI. They don't, you know, they wouldn't cost that much to make the 3-hour version at this point.
Yeah, it's like you're a pretty nifty editor. Why don't you put your hand up for Paramount?
Just run in there.
Sounds awful. Can you imagine how much, dude? That sounds like a nightmare. The amount of footage you'd have to sift through and make it coherent, and then I'd have to actually, you know, learn how to make a decent film edit. You know, that actually flows okay. Oh my God, it sounds terrible.
Just wipe cuts, just constantly.
Circular wipe cuts. Yeah. Oh man. God, that sounds so bad. I couldn't do that at all. But I don't know, they'd probably have to restore a lot of the footage too and stuff. I feel like it'd be difficult.
You can do that.
Yeah, I can do that. I can restore film. I can restore 35mm film, yeah, for sure.
Right. Like the colours or whatever.
Yeah, that would take like a lot of restoration. Like I know it's a big deal when, you know, they do that shit now for when like they did the Godfather trilogy just a couple months ago, and that was like a big deal, you know. So it's like doing a film that was never released and then having it edited and shit. It's probably quite a task. That was Paramount too, actually. I think so. Yeah, it was. Yeah. What else I got? Oh yeah, while riding the bus, John Candy sings the theme song to the Flintstones, which was his all-time favorite cartoon. Did you catch that reference, Jan?
I didn't know it was reference to that. It was his favorite cartoon, but you know, I did.
But you did understand it was the Flintstones.
Yes, I think everyone
Well
should
done.
recognize that was a Flintstones thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Please tell me you did, right?
No, I had no idea. I actually
you
thought it was
fucking-
I thought it was the Jetsons.
I honestly can't tell with you sometimes because, like, I know that you had an odd childhood where you didn't watch Scooby Doo and Tom and Jerry. So,
Well, I didn't watch the Flintstones, to be clear. I definitely didn't watch it, but I'm well aware of the theme song.
bro, how did you not watch the Flintstones?
Dude, the show came out in 1960. You think I watched that shit? How did you watch that shit?
It was just on. It was just on TV. It was on, like, I don't know, like, if you had Foxtel, I'm sure it was on, like, Boomerang, but, like, I'm
It
pretty
used to be
sure
on
it was
Go.
just
It was on 99.
it was just on, like, channels, man.
Oh yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think I
like,
actually
all the good
spent a lot
stuff.
of time. I don't think I spend a lot of time like watching, like Go and shit. You know.
Yeah, I think it was just on Boomerang, like as well. Like,
Boomerang was the channel I avoided at all costs. Like, like the kids section on Foxtel.
but, like,
that was the
that's
one I
what-
never went to.
That's where the good stuff. That's where Scooby Doo was. That's where Tom and Jerry was. It's where the Flintstones and Jetsons were. It's where the Looney Tunes were.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I avoided it because my 8-year-old brain was like, "This shit looks old," and I was right. I was totally right. Well,
Instead
you went to
very,
watch.
very thoughtful.
You went to go watch the cage fight between Undertaker and fucking Mysterio. Rey
For real,
Mysterio.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, why would I turn on Boomerang when I've got Monday Night Raw sitting there recorded? You know what I mean? I want to do that. I just wanted to bring it up because I thought that scene was also funny. It was a means for me not to forget it. When Steve Martin starts singing the song and everyone looks at him, like, what the fuck is that? That was pretty good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, actually, I'll talk about another scene I liked was just, like, the barbering for a motel room, like, towards the end of the film after the cars caught fire and they've driven it to, like, a derelict
Oh,
motel.
yeah.
And, it's like, I get $17 and a nice watch, and then
Yeah. And a nice watch, yeah. And friggin' John Kenny has a Casio. That's good. That's good.
I'd fuck
that
Casio.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind one. Yeah, trade into a thrift shop or something. But I just can't. Yeah, the fact that he kept driving that Burns car around was also pretty good. That was pretty funny. And then Chuck from Better Call Saul pulled them over, and I marked out for that, so that was fun.
Yeah, I was surprised at the music in that confrontation scene. It was like it was like a lot. It was like
Oh, which scene is this? Sorry.
they call it like the argument scene, like the first one.
In
in the hotel, and Steve Martin has like rants at him about all his flaws and stuff.
Yeah, that was brutal.
No, everything's an anecdote, that thing.
Yeah.
Which is funny. That scene. But yeah. I didn't mind it. It was just stuck out, I guess.
Sure.
That's the only music I remember, so yeah.
Yeah. I remember when Hughes cut to the single bed for the first time when you see that. And like he plays a little tune there, a little jingle there. That's like adds to it. It's funny. All right, very good. Let's get into our final verdicts for planes, trains, and automobiles. Jaden.
I'll slap an 8 on this film. I think it's a banger of a film. Classic comedy. It's great. It's original for the time. I think maybe perhaps. I haven't seen every comedy from the time, but seems original.
Yeah.
2 killer performances. Yeah. Big 8.
Yeah. It has its own voice. I agree. What about you, Leo?
I feel like I'm in the multiverse of madness. By giving a film a 7 makes me a negative Nancy, but 7 out of 10. I'm gonna be negative.
You hate it, confirmed.
Yeah, I hate it.
Confirmed. No, I'm the exact same. I'll give it a 7. I thought it was a strong 7, easy recommendation. Go and check it out. That's my
I'm sure it'll be playing on free-to-air TV soon enough. So,
dude, yeah, like straight up, it's on 7 Flicks right now, I think, actually. Oh man. Let's get into news chat. We've got a litany of goddamn trailers, man. Do we want to start with Black Adam? We can start with Black Adam. Fitzy, did you see Black Adam's trailer?
Yeah, I watched it before the thing today.
Oh, yeah. What did you think of it?
I don't know. Looks okay. I didn't really hear it, so that's one aspect I'm not.
So you didn't catch that Dwayne Johnson was doing a British accent in it?
Oh, really?
No, he wasn't.
That's really dumb.
I wish.
Oh,
I wish.
Okay.
I wish.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks a bit. Yeah, I don't know. Looks fine. Looks
What about
fine.
you, Jaden?
I was actually pretty impressed, to be honest. The start looked a bit too Snyder. Just like the look of like
Very, yeah.
and I got really worried. I was like, it just looks grey and disgusting.
Snyder.
Yeah, it looked like something straight out of the Justice League movie. So it was very worrying. But then
That
it got
movie looks good.
But then it got above ground, and then it was it was Egypt, and it was bright, and it was nice. And Doctor Fate, his little magic was cool, and like Adam Smasher, or like Adam, or Captain Adam, or Mister Adam, whatever the fuck his name is.
Dude.
He was there, and that was cool. Hawkman is finally here. Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Hawkman is finally here. Everyone's been clamoring for Hawkman.
I love Hawkman. Hawkman and Hawkgirl both. They're some of my favorites. Okay. So yeah, I have been waiting. So yes.
Oh, that's cool. No, I'm glad. That was funny to me.
Mate, can I just say, this movie looks about 50 times worse visually than the Snyder Cut. I don't know what you're
Snyder Cut sucks ass, man.
It's not a grey looking film. This was the most grey looking trailer I've ever seen in my life. Compared to the Snyder Cut.
The start is...
Snyder Cut has bright colours. Like, I don't know what you're on.
No, they're so washed and kind of grainy and just disgusting and try to look grim and serious, but it's just crap. I'll stand by Zaddy on every other film, but like, this is not here.
But the trailer did not look like visually good. No, it just looked like every other DC thing.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but I think it had aspects that looked good. I think the CGI was better than some of the dodgy shit we see in like Justice League. And I because it was on Foxtel Movies yesterday, and I happened to be on it, and I watched some of it, and some of that CG is horrible. So
wait, the Snyder Cut, you mean? Not
yeah.
The original. Yeah,
the Snyder Cut, yeah.
Like what? Like
the blood. The blood looks so shit. Like when Darkseid gets stabbed in like that little like flashback sequence, and like all the parademons getting slashed, like it just looks so bad, man.
The flashback sequence is amazing. Like that.
No, it's cringe.
Yes. No. It's not cringe. It's epic.
No, man. And like I can't remember what the context was now, but like I remember like when I first watched it, like you know that scene where the car like pulls out and it just looks horrible with like Batman and Flash in it. It's just like some of the worst.
Has some of the best looking CG I've seen in my life. Some of the most expressive.
What looks good?
Shit.
What looks good?
What looks good? Like all of it. I don't know what you're on.
Yeah. Piss off. Anyway, Black Adam. What did you think of, Zach?
Dude, we need a Snyder Cut like full episode now.
I'm not watching 4 hours.
It's gonna be feisty. It's gonna be feisty. Oh man. Okay.
Oh, and the Aquaman intro sequence like came up after it, and that is just so shit. Just Jason Momoa rocks up on a boat, goes to a bar, and then just jumps off a pier. It is so uninteresting. It just sucks ass.
It's 2 minutes of slow mo. You can't go wrong.
It's just horrible. Yeah, it's just so bad, man.
Yeah, actually, anyway, the Aquaman introduction is before that, and that's not great. I don't like how they sing the song, and she like smells his jumper. That was one of the moments in the film. Like, okay, that's a bit cringe, but other than that, the Aquaman shit is good. Okay, let's just leave it at that.
Black Adam. So this is gonna be. Am I going to see this film in theaters? Probably not, unless the Skype chat gets in on it. But it's going to be an average story. It's going to be Dwayne Johnson doing his thing for the most part. It might start out sort of a bit different because he's sort of an anti-hero, sort of dark character, but then by the end it's just going to be The Rock, So all average DC stuff. I think this film looks visually interesting. I like the look of it, honestly. It gives me Man of Steel vibes in a good way. Like I like the look of Man of Steel, and this carries some of that for me. I think the CG looks pretty good. I like that shot of like The Rock flying with the fighter jets. Sort of gives me, I don't know, it sort of captures like what I'd want from a Superman movie, So I sort of like that vibe of it. But I don't know. I can just look into a crystal ball, and unless we see it in the script and the writing ends up being like exceptionally bad, like this is definitely going to be a 6 out of 10 slap it on it guaranteed, sort of a movie.
63% Metacritic. You know.
Right, exactly. It's just you can just see it coming. I'm sure it's going to be pretty solid. I can picture it being an Aquaman level thing for me, where I'm like, I like Aquaman. It's not great. I kind of enjoyed it. It's got elements I like, so it's like I can sort of see that this falling into that camp like 100% for me. So yeah. All right, we got to keep moving. There's too many shit here. There's too much shit. What about Nope? Who saw this one?
Nope.
No,
Oh, great. Okay, no worries. What about Jane? You saw Prey?
I did see Prey, and it looked great. It looks very, 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 very interesting.
Yeah, so I haven't seen it. Just the premise alone sounds interesting in terms of it being. Is it set in like? What do you know? What year it's set?
No, but like, I don't know. It's like colonial America though, because like we do see a few like, guns and like Brits, well, not Brits,
Right, right,
Yankees.
yeah, right. So that's what I meant. Like, it's not the year 600. You know what I mean?
No.
Right, cool. I mean, that sounds. Does it feel like that based on the visuals and sort of vibe of the trailer that it's going to execute on its premise in an interesting way? In terms of having those cool, actual like scary elements.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like a touch too grey, maybe like a touch too dull, like flattened out the colours, but like the
Okay.
No, like the premise of like just like putting a predator in like a kind of of like a vernacular like context, just like this kind of primitive type thing is really interesting, and like seeing like the way that the character alone in this trailer kind of reacts to it. And she describes herself as a survivor, not a fighter, which is previously we've only got like fighters and kind of things. So like, yeah, I don't know, it's a nice little twist. And I'll eat the shit up, So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good angle with it. Yeah, I love Native American culture in media when it turns up. So that's a cool angle for it for me too. Yeah, and just the fact that like the idea of them like having to face the predator with their more primitive like bows and arrows and other sort of techniques like that. That sounds cool as opposed to like a bunch of dudes with like machine guns. You know what I mean? That sounds more. This sounds more interesting to me. So yeah. Oh, wait, Fitzy, did you say it? Did you see Resident Evil Netflix? Jane, did you see Resident Evil Netflix?
I did see that one too.
Tell me about this one.
And I feel like I can finally echo Aiden's sentiment here of why can't they just touch the games a bit more in these in their adaptations, because this is another global kind of scale thing, which I saw someone point out in the comments, like Resident Evil has never been that, or maybe I think he said like there was one game exception, but like like the reason like Resident Evil has always been scary is because like it's such a contained horror. In the first one you're in a house, and obviously in Seven and Village and whatever, you're in a very contained space, and that's just the way the series goes. So like kind of breaking this trend and going global scale over like this like viral outbreak, like it's something that Paul Anderson set up, and I don't hate him for that because I like it in that series quite a bit, but I would like to just see it. I'd like to see a game adaptation at this point, and I think Netflix, had Netflix done it, I think they could have done a good job of it. Had they adapted like 3 or 4 or something like that, I think they could have done a great job. So I'm a bit disappointed, but I'm not entirely out of it yet. It still looks fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like the worldwide thing is like it's not necessarily the continuation direction you would have gone for.
No, it's just a bit too typical, and it's because when I didn't realize until I recently got into it that Resident Evil is a zombie product, but like so like but then like having it as a zombie product that is like a worldwide thing is too typical of these days, like and then like had they had that contained little thing, it would have been nice.
Yeah, that makes sense. That Resident Evil 4 remake looks pretty sick though. I feel like it's now or never for me with Resident Evil 4. I have to do it. I have to. All right, what about Cyberpunk Edge Runners?
Oh, I watched that one. Did you?
Yeah,
you guys didn't watch it? No.
No.
It's an anime set in in Night City. It looks kind of cool, pretty hyped up. I don't know, kind of like very like adrenaline rush pumping thing. Yeah.
The next Arcane, some might say.
No, it doesn't look good. Looks
Do you
fun.
know if
looks great, but
cool? Do you know? Is there anything obvious? I don't know how familiar you are. I'm not super familiar. Like, does it have game characters in it? Like, does it? From what you can say, like, do you know who the protagonist is?
I don't know. No, I think I only have watched like the first like couple of hours of Cyberpunk.
Oh, you know more than me then.
Yeah, so like, I don't know characters, and I don't think it is, but like, I'm not going to say with 100% certainty that like the character is someone that we haven't seen before.
Who is it? Like, what does the character look like? Is it like a? Is it a dude? Is it
I think he had like a blue mohawk type of thing.
Oh, okay, blue mohawk dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I remember we talked about this a while ago when it was announced. So I guess, do you know when it's coming out?
There's things I should pay attention to in trailers, but I just still don't.
So I didn't mean this to be a pop quiz. I'm sorry. I was just curious. Liam, did you see the Sandman trailer?
I did take a squeeze earlier. It was interesting.
What was that? Sorry.
I did look at it a bit earlier. I took a squeeze. I said.
What was your? Oh yes. What did your squiz grant you? What did you think?
Not much. I saw some lights moving, flashing lights.
Oh yeah.
I saw a guy.
Yeah.
With some black hair, pale guy. Who I think in the comics is like Death. Like that's who he is. He travels through time.
Oh, okay.
But looks.
But is he the Sandman? So
is he?
He's the titular character.
I think so. I think the Sandman is like Death, or something similar to that. Is to that effect. I think they call him Morpheus actually, which is Morpheus is the Sandman.
I thought you said
Morbius. Brother of Morbius.
Yeah. Well, and I think like it's linked to Death in some way. But yeah.
Okay. So these are comic books. I had no idea.
Neil Gaiman.
What do you think, Jaden? Do you know anything about this world as well?
No, I don't. But Jenna Coleman's in it, so I'll leave that shit up.
Wait, who's that?
She's a Doctor Who companion.
Oh, okay, all right.
She was in Meet Before You as well, in a small part.
Oh yeah.
She's Queen Victoria as well in the series.
In the Sandman.
No, in there's a series called Victoria, and she plays Queen Victoria. Actually, she filmed a series in Geelong in Queenscliff called The Cry.
Really?
Yeah, do you remember? I think it was 2018ish. They were filming in Queenscliff.
No, I don't recall this.
Yeah, and she stars in that.
Was your sister an extra in that one too?
No, she wasn't from that one.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I have no relation to the Sandman, so I can't really like judge what it looks like, how it feels. But I don't know, looks alright. I'll eat it up.
Okay. Most recognizable thing to me is just that main dude, the Sandman. I guess his hairdo is kind of wild, It's got
they're very
curve going on.
Very 1990s, Bittersweet
Super.
Symphony.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't really like it, but what are you gonna do? I wish you got a haircut, but whatever. Oh my god, dude, we're still going. What about the Sea Beast? What the hell is that?
Oh, it was just like an animated film from Netflix, I think. Again, maybe.
Oh yeah. Netflix pumping out some shit, bro.
Yeah, because I think it was like Geek Week for Netflix or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, it was. That's right. That makes so much more sense. I get it.
Yeah. I think it's from like the guys that did Big Hero 6 and Moana. The trailer says it's got Carl Urban in it, and it looks good.
Oh.
It looks predictable, kind of. It looks like the twist is going to be like they're hunting the sea beast. Oh, it's set in like a pirate type period where they kind of like hunt sea beasts, but it kind of seems like it's going to be like a thing where like they're misunderstood and they're going to be friends with the sea beast by the end, and it's all going to be revealed through the character of the little girl. But it still looks like a fun time. I don't know. I'll watch it. It looks nice. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. And that's a show.
Film.
Yeah, right. Making my sense. Okay. What the hell is Don't Make Me Go?
Dude, I think that might be the prime movie with John Cho, where it's about a father with a terminal illness, and he like forces his daughter on a road trip as like a last kind of
Oh my
hurrah.
god, that sounds incredible. That sounds like I'm gonna love that movie.
Yeah. And I like, dude, like the trailer alone, I was fucking verge of tears. I was like, I'll shut up in a second.
Screw it. Let's get into our highlights of the week. Jaden, is it time? Is it time?
Highlights of the week? No, it's not time to finish Doctor Who because I haven't progressed at all.
Well, forget it then.
Yeah, because like I know, because I passed the point that I'd seen. It no longer became a valid show to watch while I was doing homework and while I was finishing off the assessments and shit like that, so I couldn't really do it. Watched a bunch of other shit though instead. I don't know. What did I watch though? I'll talk about Overlord actually, because that was pretty fun. Which is that J.J. Abrams produced World War II zombie film. It kind of bombed a bit when it dropped, and it's definitely like kind of flown, just very, very far under the radar for the past few years, because like it's kind of just negated as just being more stuff, in the ether. But I actually enjoy my time with it a lot. It's kind of like Fury if Fury had zombies. I feel like it, and like the zombies aren't. It's not like they're fighting, in no man's land on the battlefield with zombies. It's like this kind of lab experiment thing where like there's zombies happening. So it kind of becomes like a kind of subplot where it's still very much a World War II film with like that kind of happening as well. And like I thought it was fantastic. Like the action's great, the characters are great. It's got Wyatt Russell, good old Captain America.
Yeah.
The main guy whose name I don't know. He was really good. And like so like the other two soldiers that we kind of stick with, like they have like a good is like the camaraderie and the relationship between soldiers is so important to nail, in these films to make them interesting. And I think this has there's like 5 main soldiers, and like I don't know, I just think they're a very like they're typical characters. You got the reluctant kind of pacifist type guy. You got the kind of angry captain. You've got the Jew in World War II. And you got like you kind of got the New York or Jersey type of kind of bit like the
classic.
And then there's like a photographer as well, and like they're all like kind of they're kind of typical roles, but like I don't know, they all play off each other well, and like the relationships they build are really not they're nice, the gore is awesome. I like it's not high cinema, but it's definitely film. And I'd I'd definitely recommend it to anyone that likes action films.
Okay. Is that can we have a new rating system? I'm proposing this right now. High cinema, film, movie, and then
theme park.
Theme park. Yes, genius. Yeah, theme park ride.
Picture should be at the top though.
Kino.
Motion picture. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Picture.
Motion picture, cinema, film, movie, theme park ride. Is that 5? So that's out of 5. Okay, cool. Liam, do you want to go next? Do you want to go for it?
I'll kick it off. Well, I watched high cinema or motion picture. Some might say. The Second Coming. The greatest film ever made. Some might say. Top Gun Maverick. Yeah.
Oh, motion picture status, no doubt. Are you kidding me?
Definitely.
I'll just drop this for a while, and you can kind of.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then I'd be spoiling it.
I'd be spoiling it for Luke and Andy and people.
Nah, we don't need to spoil it.
I mean, I don't think I honestly care about spoilers anyway. It's about guys flying planes.
Nah, you should care about the spoilers a little bit.
Okay.
I think so.
Anyway, it was great. It was great. It was it was great. It was the trailers basically.
Yeah, it's pretty fair.
I mean, there was some stuff that was kind of hidden from the trailers. It was really fantastic visually, especially the start of the film. Some really like futuristic looking shit. Like it looked like Tom Cruise was an astronaut at the start. And like the rooms where they control the planes look way more like, because the film, like from the trailers, it looks very like military and desert, which it is mainly. But like there are some really modern aspects, makes it feel like you're in the now. But like, yeah, it was really fantastic. Miles Teller, Second Man was fantastic. Tom Cruise, he's great. Full stop.
Oh yeah, come on now.
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah. Good movie, great movie, etc.
Well, how would you compare it to the first one? You gave them both the same score.
Well, I feel like most people don't enjoy the first one as much in terms of just movie excitement. But the first one is very stylish and it's very, very 80s, as we talked about, very consistent in that style, and very, electric in its score and shit. But like this one is undoubtedly more thrilling, more exciting. Yeah, it probably is. It's better, but my issue. I have an issue with it, which is kind of spoiler. There's like one issue that I have, but other than that, it's really fantastic. Yeah,
we'll talk about it. I'll tell you why you're wrong. It's all good. I don't know what you're going to say at all. Yeah, I think it's like leaps and bounds better than the first one, and I like the first one. I think it's like an improvement on it in like literally every single way. Like you can break down every component, and it like it's very aware of what it is and improves on it in every way.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
I want to have a conversation, if you guys don't mind, about Signs. Okay, I watched this film over a period of 4 weeks, where I watched half of it, then watched another 15 minutes of it at some point, and then forgot about it, and then finished it this week. So there was that. But I freaking thought it was awesome, and I had no idea. As I was watching it, just because I knew about it as like an older M. Night film, and I flicked it on, and as I was halfway through it, it just gave me that energy of like, oh, this is a classic film. Like I don't know what people think of it, but I'm like, I can just feel like I'm gonna hit IMDb after this, and it's gonna have an 8.0. Like I have that, I feel it, and I was wrong. I was so wrong. It's like people don't love it, and I was surprised. I thought it was like I thought it was like a shoe-in to be like a classic film that people really like, but apparently not. What the hell happened? What don't people like about it, Liam? Explain yourself. Don't you understand what's happening? Jaden and I are facing you. This is a handicap match now.
Why? What?
I saw our letterbox scores. I saw them. I know what this is.
I didn't even know.
Oh, okay.
I have to investigate.
You better change to 5 stars right now on the spot. I better see that.
Signs.
Overall, I was just generally surprised by the fact that people don't think it's better. No, don't get me wrong. It's not like a bad score or anything, but like I just knowing having an understanding of IMDb averages and letterbox averages, I thought this would be higher tier cinema for people. But apparently, it's only in the film tier, in the movie tier, probably actually film/movie tier for people.
Yeah.
What do you think of it, Jade?
I love it genuinely. One of my favorite M. Night films, as is displayed by my M. Night Shyamalan list.
Yes.
I don't know. I because like it's something that I knew so much about, but somehow was able to avoid so much of.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of people have problems with the kind of weakness of the aliens.
Is that an issue for people? Like the fact that the actual aliens themselves feels a bit, yeah.
I think I've seen it ridiculed. I don't know how significant of an issue it is, but I've definitely seen it made fun of.
Like the look of them, or their minimal role in the
the
water.
Actual, yeah.
Oh, I couldn't give a fuck. Okay.
Yeah, I like, and people just saying that's stupid, and kind of like it kind of turns them off in that way.
Oh, really?
Like,
okay, fair enough.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really awesome. I can't really remember too much of it, but other than just watching with joy and excitement and interest, intrigue.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%. It's all that. That was great.
Well,
Performances
I
are
mean, if you
awesome.
watched it over 4 weeks, then surely it can't be that intriguing.
Well, no, I promise it was. The Mel Gibson was freaking awesome in that movie. I like Mel Gibson a lot, but he's just killer in the movie. It might be my favorite performance of his.
You know who else?
And
Joaquin Phoenix. This guy, I reckon one day he'll win an Oscar. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
he-
Maybe he'll even
he's
be hired by
pretty
DC at some point.
he's kind of insane.
Peak cinema right there is DC. Oh, dude, no, he was great too. I loved his character. I didn't really expect it from him. He was sort of a bit of a. He was an interesting character. He sort of was the silliest of them, and a little bit. I don't know. Like he didn't really have his shit together. Oh, I thought he was a cool character. I liked him. The way he contrasted with his brother, and the child actors were great. Oh my god, so good. Love them. I just love the small scale of it. I love that it was this alien invasion story, but it just executed really well on this small farm and like creating tension that way, like really capably directed. And then like the whole idea of like, is there actually aliens for half the movie? And then it turned out there was, but then I liked that they left. Like it threw enough interesting like sort of things in there that it didn't feel cliche to me. Like the most cliche it felt is when the aliens were actually attacking the house. But then even then, they had an interesting solution of the aliens did come to harvest us, but they then just wanted to leave. Like it didn't go for the generic like now they've taken over the planet sort of shit. So even in its sort of playing with the conventions of the genre, it sort of still threw things in there I wasn't expecting. And just the core character stuff was great, dude. Freaking Mel Gibson's arc as the priest is great. Love it. I think I just like M. Night a lot. I'm actually realizing that. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen. I was about to say I haven't seen his worst films. I've seen the last Airbender. Just forget that. But forget that one. But every other M. Night film I've seen, I like.
Well, like the ones that aren't. Have you seen After Earth?
Well, no.
Okay.
But that's like I don't know. That has studio vibes written all over it. Like.
And have you seen The Happening? Because they're kind of like the
Right. No.
Yeah. Because they're kind of like the 3 lowest regarded, I think.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's right. But even the ones that I have seen, I feel like I like them more than most people. I guess is how I would say it. Like even the what was that one I watched? The Visit. Like I enjoyed that definitely more than I think the average sort of consensus was for it as well. So maybe I'm going to think Old is a masterpiece. We'll see. Who knows? So yeah. Now, Fitzy, I've given you plenty of time. You've got to rebut me. Come on.
What? I don't know. I don't even remember. Science. Science is good. I like science. It's fine.
Oh, fuck off, then. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the part where I hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, what is better, planes, trains, or automobiles? The best question we've ever asked, undoubtedly. All right. Luke says, now Luke's already coming in. This is upset. This whole thing is a bit upsetting to me, but I'm just going to get through it first, okay? Luke says, under what context, though? Because trains can be fun, but not ideal for everyday travel. The idea of planes is fun, but the travel times can be too long. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to get to London any quicker than a plane, but, just saying. I'll say in general, automobiles are better. Aiden says, trains if it's a bullet train. Planes if it's a mostly empty flight and it's 787 or better. Automobiles for overall use case, and if it costs more than 80 grand. Oh, the car. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, totally. No, that's fair. Luke said, again, I'm now just reading the chat to be clear. What about if the plane was in a fighter jet with Tom Cruise? I mean, that would obviously win, right? Then I'm just skipping a little bit here. And Andy's coming in with his answer here. Now, this contains Ted Lasso spoilers. I'm just going to redact names, and everyone knows what I mean if you've seen it, all right? For Zach or Liam to read, I prefer trains so I can tie up blank character to the railway tracks and run him over with it. God knows I could never ever operate a plane, and as for automobiles, I don't think the impact of hitting blank character will be enough to send him to hell for selfish cowards. Hence, trains is probably my preference, but being on the train is less fun than the others, I reckon.
I can't
I
wait to
can't
see
do
what they did to piss him off so much.
No,
Yeah,
he's
I
on
love
there.
how Zach. I
Owen's
love how
perfect.
Andy hates him so much.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, he's justified, to be fair. Can you believe it, Liam? Can you believe what Nate did?
Oh yeah, he did some stuff, I guess. But I don't hate him. I can't hate Nate, you know.
No, you can't hate Nate the Great, but
Unless you're Andy.
he's a coward, no doubt. All right, anyway, whatever. Let's get to the actual real compelling part, which is the part where we get to answer it. All right, Jaden, what's your answer?
I feel like I'm inclined to agree with the viewers.
Okay.
This is a very multifaceted question where, you kind of got like, to weigh up what each affords and what, kind of the drawbacks are.
Sure.
I think in general, like, because, like the best thing about planes is the distance it covers, right? But, I think when you take that out, it's kind of shit.
Disagree.
Like, it's not the greatest experience. Well, I'm sorry, Liam, if I'm not like
Liam, this is the whole point. This is the whole point, Liam. You got to counter this. What are you saying? No, he's got nothing.
I thought Jane was still going.
No.
You got to counter this right now. Let's go.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's a good question. It's a complex question.
Yeah.
Best is a multifaceted, term. There's multiple dimensions that you can tackle when you're, grappling with the word best. Planes, trains, or so. The thing about planes is.
Hey, sorry. Continue about planes. You're countering Jaden's point about planes.
I just want to start with that. But
cool. Okay.
Planes,
he needs to set up his argument,
Sure. Okay.
The best thing about planes is not just the distance traveled; it's the prestige associated with it. You feel like an important person traveling, from A to B.
Wow.
That's the reality of the situation.
Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, I know. Going from Melbourne to Sydney, But, it feels unique to be in a plane. And you get to be in the air. That is amazing for, a few hours. You're, in the air. No one can touch you,
I disagree.
Superman.
Planes are bastards of nature. If God wanted us to fly, he'd given us wings.
And so cars, then. I mean, we can't run fast.
Yeah.
I hate trains, though. Trains is the worst.
But that's because you're taking PTV up and down 2 hours a day to Melbourne Uni, mate.
That is horrible.
I took the train from New York to Canada, and it was still boring, and it still sucked.
I don't know. A good train's a good train. Like, a good train's a great train.
I don't think I've ever been in a good train in my life, then. What is a good train? Maybe across Europe, but...
The Osaka to Tokyo Shinkansen, banger.
What kind of amenities did you have there, Jaden? What was the seating arrangement, and did you get a meal? How does that work?
No, I mean it's like a 2-hour journey, and you don't need a meal.
Right.
No, it was in terms of amenities, it's pretty standard, but you got enough room. It's just it's a very standard layout, but the speed it travels at,
right.
You're A to B in 2 hours. Could you imagine going from Melbourne to Sydney on a train in 2 hours? No, because Australians are dickheads, and they can't figure out engineering like they can over there.
Is it actually in a sort of? Is it a somewhat equivalent distance?
No, I think it's probably. I don't know. It's probably 2/3 of it, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still pretty freaking good.
It's still pretty substantial.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you're taking you're with trains.
Well, I don't know, because you also see the trains of the past, with the drink carriages and you sleep on them and shit like that. It's like the high class trains, and you're that's nice. That's a nice experience, dinner cards and stuff, that's first class, man. That's when you feel special.
So overall,
I don't
we
know.
need it to be. I'm happy to go into the weeds all day, but are you saying your answer to the question is trains?
Well, I mean, like, the thing is, nothing compares to the personal comfort of a car, right? So, like,
Right,
but
you got to pick one.
to pick one,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, trains. Trains are fun. Although Australian trains are shit. PTV sucks ass, and the metro in Melbourne sucks. They're never on time. They miss their signals. It's all shit. There's a breakdown every
That
day.
is true.
Australian trains suck.
I waited 40 minutes once, not that long ago. Yeah, it was pretty painful.
But, like, the idealized perception of a train in my mind. Pretty
Okay.
alright.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, if I was on a steam train, it would be a different scenario because steam trains look cool. You know, if I was in the West on a
So you're taking aesthetic into this. All right.
well, it would be feeling as well. You know, maybe if you're on like classic rail, like a bit bumpy, you know, in Los Angeles, that would be sick.
On your way to Westfield.
Yeah. But also, like, I got to talk about automobiles. So, like, cars. So, driving cars is not great. I've discovered. I don't think driving cars is that great. I don't like traffic. You know, traffic really sucks, and it feels like there's all these cars around you, and sometimes they're like way bigger, and you're like just annoyed. I find driving quite annoying.
That's just the story of life, isn't it? You're a pretty short fella. There's people around you.
Yeah. Shut up, cunt. Anyway, but being in a car while someone else is driving, it depends, right? If you're in the front, it's okay. If you're in the back in a carpool scenario, it's not the best. And if you think about that, like being in a carpool situation, it could be a 50-50 sometimes, you know, unless the person arrives at your house first. So like, yeah, if Luke goes to Lockie's house first.
This is like, to be clear, this is all the analogy is leading to, just these people.
Yeah, and then he comes to my house and I'm in the back and they're in the front, you know, chatting. I don't have much control over the conversation. If they start talking about Marvel for the next hour, you know, it's quite
That is
an
true.
unenjoyable time.
That is true.
So my answer is planes, for the prestigious feeling that you get and the fact that, you know, you're in the sky and you travel so far and you go somewhere else. That's cool.
Okay.
But I have to say trains are the worst unless it's a steam train, like a classic one. And then, so automobiles is second, I'd have to say, yeah.
Okay. There is a lot. I agree. Yeah, if you're the one person in the back, that is a bit of a bummer. You sort of you're playing third wheel there to any sort of social interaction taking place.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like there are three criteria here. You got to take into account. Fitzy's brought in other elements, which to me aren't as significant, but I appreciate them in terms of like the luxury sort of feeling. Oh no, I guess I sort of have that. I've got speed, convenience, and comfortability as my three sort of criterion here.
Comfortability.
Comfortability, actually. And if you think about it, right, what's the slowest of them is the car. Okay, the comfortability, I can sort of see it split different ways. Definitely not the plane. The plane is not the most comfortable at all. The experience of sitting in a plane is definitely the worst of the three. The fact that Fitzy finds it nice.
Oh, okay. But the fact that is getting on the plane is cool and getting off the plane is cool.
I hate getting on the plane. I get in there and I feel like I always feel this sense of claustrophobia, which goes away quickly. I'm not a panicky person like that, but just the feeling of stepping in is like, I'm stepping into this confined space for fucking how many hours? Like, I hate that. Can't stand it. You feel like you're being served at like a 5-star resort. Like, welcome to our flight. Have a glass of wine. Is that how you feel about it?
Oh no, I hate when people I hate the service thing aspect.
Oh, that's the best part when they come up and offer you shit.
No.
Oh my god, what is this? Well, you don't hang on. You don't want beverages and food.
Actually, you know what's another element to it? If there's like a movie, if there's a screen on the plane, that's very nice.
Like on the back of the seat.
Yeah.
Don't you just take your own screen?
Like what? Or like an iPad? No,
or a laptop or anything. I don't know.
I've never done that. No.
Really? So then, what do you do if there's no screen on the back? You're screwed.
You sleep.
Sleep.
Can you
read.
sleep on a plane?
Yeah, quite easily actually.
Actually, I don't
there's
think
no
I
chance.
can. Actually,
No,
that
no
changes
chance
it
I
a
can.
bit. 'Cause,
It's definitely uncomfortable. You fall asleep. I mean, like, there's nothing else to do.
Oh no, I can't do that at all. I'm watching shit, bro. I'm watching movies. That's all I can do to just try and zone in and lose sense of how uncomfortable I am.
Thing
This
is,
is really getting to the heart of what makes us
you-
different people.
if you were to ban children under the age of 4 from going on planes, it'd become a significantly better experience. I'd even go as far as saying ban under 8s, possibly even under 12s. I don't know. I wouldn't have an issue with like the entire range, but to be fair, I think under 4 is like the safe option.
if only they had like much weaker oxygen systems that like couldn't handle, high altitudes.
We're crashing. Oh, sorry. There's no little mask for you, my dude. Sorry.
Like if only their like lungs couldn't handle it or something, so they wouldn't be able to. Yeah.
To get my there's a lot. To get my definitive answer, right? I've thought about trips I've taken that involve all three, right? That require all three in some capacity for the routes taken, right? So you've obviously got the drive to the airport. You've got the flight. And in some cases, I have then, at our destination, then taken a train to a hotel, or even if it's before, if you drive to the train station, then take the train to the airport, whatever order, right? Breaking down the three experiences on this journey, the car is the best experience of the three on this journey because it is the part where by far you're the most like, oh, thank God, I can just be myself now. I can just spread out as much as a car allows, sort of spread out a little bit. You're in your own space again. A car is physically possible to sleep in. You're no longer in public. I feel like you're probably grounded and thus have reception. There are like multiple elements here where like the car is definitely the best part. Now, if you're tired, and you have to drive the car, maybe not so much. Maybe you're not as looking forward to that and you'd rather be sleeping on a train. I'll accept that. But I think overall, you're just happy to be. You're usually in the car. You're on the last or the first step, and you're like you're least drained at that point. Or like you're excited to get home at the very least at that stage.
You realise how Melbourne is the only major city where there's no train from the airport to the CBD.
Yeah, what's up with that?
And like how significant of a flaw that is in just city planning.
Dan! Come on, Dan. Get your shit together, bro. Yeah, that's totally true, actually. What's up with that? I sort of want to keep going with this conversation because I like it, but also maybe
We'll continue afterwards.
All right, yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll get a director's cut. All right, as always, we'd love you to submit your questions, thoughts, reviews for next week's film in the YouTube comment section. Send us a DM on Instagram or join the Discord, as now everyone has. Everyone on Earth. I don't mean that. I mean everyone, everyone who answers the question usually. This week we're asking you, what is the best martial arts movie? Let us know. And we'll answer those at the end of next week's show. That's it for this week's episode of Cinema Effect. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Liam, what are we doing next week?
Kung Fu Hustle, which is a martial arts movie on Netflix.
It's because I absolutely demolished him in the poll.
Yeah. Well, I thought you did. It was 61% to 39. It wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay. When I voted, it was like 88 to 12.
Yeah, same. I looked at the votes just to make sure it wasn't some manipulation going on from Andy or something, but there wasn't.
Some manipulation. He didn't make all those fake accounts? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, very good. All right, well, we'll see you all then. Thanks again. Thanks, Jade and Liam, for joining me as always. We'll see you all next week, hopefully. Have a great rest of your week, and goodbye.